Dezful is a city that reaches several thousand years of history, and it is one of the oldest cities of Khouzestan and has prominent features from the perspective of history and culture. The most Dezful's renowned historic structures are Old Bridge of Dezful, that is constructed on Dez River by Sasanian's first shaper with the Roman prisoners. The bridge has a history of nearly 1,700 years. This bridge has rebuilt several times. Also, a trace of modern architecture is seen in this structure. Khouzestan, in the general and northern cities Dezful and Dimeshq, Gotavand, Shushtar, and Shush as a major areas in specific agricultural products production has important role in producing the crop and horticultural products that makes this region one of the major poles of agricultural. Dezful city garden products including the world-famous citrus and the flowers and plants that summer crops and vegetable crops such as wheat, maize, sugarcane, and rice production have a major role in economic agricultural cycle. So that the main effects of income in north of Khouzestan is agriculture, and despite the tradition and mechanized movement with the obtained factors in this section failed to find its true possession. However, has had on dynamics of employment by these facilities and producing millions of tons of horticultural and agricultural products. Dezful is the most green city in Khouzestan, with 15.2 square meters per capita green space. This visibility has high possession among other provinces. According to the rich soil and plenty of water and suitable substrates for agricultural activities, now Dezful in producing of some crops in the country have a special place that most important of them is as follows. 1. About 95% of Khouzestan's total citrus production. 2. First production of Marian flowers in the country. 3. First place of straw pan produced in the world. 4. First place of rose flower production in the province and second in the country. Khouzestan's Baran Agricultural Company in 1385, with initial capital of 3 billion reals, was registered in Ahvaz, and their farming activities developed on agricultural lands in Shushtar, Susa, and Dimeshq, Dezful, and Dehloran cities. The company's major products include summer crops, cereals, oilseeds, and both normal and spermatic forage. Mr. Nasser Mohammadizadeh, as CEO and chairman of Khouzestan's Bazr Baran Agricultural Company, is the company's major shareholder. His experiences are in the field of agriculture, animal husbandry, and livestock. Khouzestan's Bazr Baran Company could cause 50 direct jobs and 5,000 indirect jobs. The main products of this company are forage production that is mostly carried for small farmers in different parts of the country. Especially the provinces of South Khorasan, Khouzestan, Bushehr, Isfahan, and Kurdistan often use light and heavy animals such as camels, cows, horses, sheep, and buffalo, and law as the ostrich and some fishes. Regard to the high cost of silo on the farm and high forage waste and its unsanitary, farmers tend to the consumer packaged fodder, health care, and outdoors. For 1 year without the weight loss and deterioration is one of the rise as increasingly. Hence, Khouzestan Bazr Baran Company recognized the need for a company to mass-produce fodder in their farms and purchased other farmers' forage production and provides unique way to package forage using equipment and machinery. Buy 750 kilograms weight silage packing machine from Germany and 2 packing machines from Italy. It has been considering officials and cooperative executives to enhance the quality of forage production. Bazr Baran Company's cultivated land area of forage is 2,000 hectares that is possible to produce 400 tons of packed hay in a day by using 3 package machines into shifts with special plastics that have been purchased from abroad. Among the new products of Khouzestan Bazr Baran Company is silage, which is the same packed forage using a unique packaging process without using chemicals. Silage is made of a plant with a high moisture that can control during the fermentation process. Overall, make the silo or silage ready to the warm season and consume it into the cool season of the year. Of course, there is no time limit for the use of silage, but highest silage consumption is in the winter because of lack of forage in the cold season of the year. High life. Because of silage's kind of process, it is used longer for livestock. Low cost. Silage is cheaper than other livestock feed, so that the price of kilogram of silage corn is less than the kilo of hay and straw, which is the most common country forage. No need for specific climate conditions. In the condition that making forage dry is problem can easily make suitable silage. The other hand, the dry forage to weather condition, humidity, and temperature is more sensitive than silage. Loss of silage nutrients is less than dried fodder. Because in this stage of making dry fodder, lots of leaves that have a lot of vitamins and protein are suffering from loss. Also, in this case, vitamins A and E destroyed, while this vitamin in the silage is well preserved. Also, in this case, vitamins A and E destroyed, while this vitamin in the silage is well preserved. was less costly. Silage has lower labor costs than dry fodder making and requires less machinery. Stages of silage making: adequate fodder cultivation, harvesting at the right time, chopping the forage by chopper, set humidity, press the forage, cover the silage with a plastic to prevent air and sunlight. Silage production is in the warm month of year. The first stage of the silage is suitable cultivated for forage. Almost can silo all green plants but should care which products is grown according to regional conditions and climate, type of use and economy. Silo's approach will be different due to the different physical and chemical plants properties because also fermentation will be different. Nutritional value of silage is less than fresh and green grass, so cannot expect that silage alone to meet food needs of high-producing dairy cow. Plants that are used mainly for silage production are divided in two categories. A. Plants that are planted for silage production like corn or sorghum. B. Plants that are surplus to requirements and converted to silage to prevent its loss like surplus foods, potatoes, sugars, sugar beet leaves, stems, leaves, and seed corn and vegetables axis. Forage intake should have a low buffering capacity because useful bacteria can be able to work simply, that is white grains are silos better than beans and also must have at least 20% dry matter. Additives. To have suitable silage, there is often a need to additives that they can be divided into the groups. Irritants can do more stimulate of lactic acid producing bacteria. Desensitives, such as formic acid, with increasing acidity of the silo prevented working of butyric acid producing bacteria. Nutrients, such as molasses to improve the nutritional value of silage and used for better fermentation. Attraction, used for the water-filled silos to compensate for the lack of dairy matter, such as wheat bran, citrus pulp, and corn waste and sugar beet pulp and alfalfa leaf. Buffers, such as sodium bicarbonate, which are used to adjust the pH of silages. Chopping day. One important part of making good silage is the forage chopping. This is usually done by a machine called a chopper and should be very careful about size of forages. Forage should be small enough to increase the level of contact with the bacteria and remains less oxygen emits to dust. Forage should be small enough to increase the level of contact with bacteria remains less oxygen emits the dust. On the other hand, shouldn't be chopper very small because silage is used as forage, and with the small pieces the chewing rate decreases, and at the end we won't have good fermentation in the rumen. The best size of corn silage is 3/4 inch to an inch. Adequate moisture for ground silage is 65 to 72%, and for vectorial silage are 62 to 65%. High humidity causes cholesterol fermentation, and low humidity will cause silumosity. To reduce, the moisture content of silage can be destroyed before 3 or 4 hours in the sun's broad to make forage to flag, and also can use grains such as corn as a layer. The most important case accumulate in the silo is creating anaerobic conditions in the silo. This operation in the grain silos is done by applying with the passage of the tractor or loader. Also in the vacuum silos, by vacuum can out the air between the forage.